Hey, how's it going, guys? First off, Happy New Year. It's crazy. 2024 is coming to a close, but 2025 is happening right around the corner. I'm super excited to be doing this podcast with all y'all, especially with my co host, Charlie Bruno, who just popped right there. He's a little bit under the weather, but it's all right. He just took cough medicine. He'll be fine. He'll be all loosey goosey. And exactly, there you go. Just don't make yourself drunk off the medicine. Um,
Never,
never,
never do that.
never. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. 2024. It literally seemed like it just like started. Now it's coming to an end. So kind of looking back on this year, there's been a lot of things that have gone on this year. A lot of ups, definitely some downs,
hmm
but all in all, I would say it was a pretty decent year. I can't really. There's a lot of things that have happened this year. I've had a lot of ups in my career of what I've been doing. I went back to school. I finished my first semester back in college. I been working crazily, working at my school. Um, the podcast happening this year, which is just kind of nuts to think about. And although I lost my car this year, sad face, and have it on a kitty, but I would say even through those downs, there's been a lot of positives. So, you know, how about you, Charlie?
So like this year went so fast that it isn't funny because like I remember like New Year's Eve at Busch Gardens, it felt like yesterday, but it wasn't. It was 12 months ago. So and it's gonna be so weird not seeing one of our mascot friends for the first time in like 2 years because our good friend of the show, Matt, aka Jiggy, usually does his family vacation at Busch Gardens. So they surprised me a few times. So Matt, Happy New Year's. I hope you have fun at the park this year if you went, and hopefully I'll see you again real soon. But um, I would say, of course, end of this year, it was a really rough moment for my family. So and and for those that have messaged me, thank you so much for the prayers, the love, the hugs, the cards, all of that great stuff. So and we know a few other people that have been having some rough time throughout this month. So we're giving all our love, positivity, and prayers to them out on the internet in the mascot community during this rough time. So,
Absolutely.
so let's get away from this going on the downside. Let's go some positive stuff real quick. So I would say, have you been seeing any of the bowl games this year and how creative they've been on the field?
Yeah, wait, are you talking about the like the basketball team, or are you talking about
No,
the
bowl games. Like the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl or the
oh,
Pop
like
Top Bowl.
those?
Because
I've seen a few of those, yeah.
I'm gonna say there have been some creative field designs, I would
Well,
say.
absolutely.
So if that's the direction that the bowl games are going to go, keep it.
Mm,
I love it. So
absolutely. You know. I mean, there's been a lot of things, that have been changed this year, and especially with the mascot industry, I've noticed. Like I know mascots are really leaning a lot towards becoming bigger. One of which I can think of off the top of my head is Toro of the Houston Texans, who happens to be one of my favorites. I got this for Christmas. My favorite Toro squishy.
wait,
Um,
is that a marshmallow?
it's like a squishmallow, yeah. And of course, I was like Toro. I was happy to get him. He's really been doing a lot this year with the program. Th- a lot of you already know who the main guy of the program is. But um, you know, Andrew Johnson, who's in charge of the whole program there, released a book. He's garnished millions and millions and millions of views over Toro's social platforms. Not to mention all the followers that the platforms are getting. It's really crazy. And honestly, like, that just seeing how much Toro has really grown in these past few years is insane. As well as Biscuit the Bulldog of the Allen Americans. I mean, he's been doing a lot. He upgraded his vehicle. He got new kicks. He's definitely doing a lot more in the community. Like, he's really growing for a minor league mascot. That's a lot of growth. And I can, as a minor league mascot myself, mascot performer, a lot of the programs that I work with, are growing in a sense. There's a little bit more, things happening. My one mascot got to travel, 1 month down in Springfield, which was the first time I ever went down to Springfield. It was a blast. Loved it. Very memorable for me. And then going almost to Iowa for a mascot's birthday party out there was kind of insane. So, I mean, to see the growth of like how much my own mascot is getting is really nice. It's really refreshing because it's like, hey, I know I'm doing a good job and building this program and doing what I do best. Um, Even with the retirement of a mascot performer, Ken Solomon, 33 years behind the mask of Rocky is nuts. That's almost as old as me. I'm 31. To think that he's been doing that just 2 years longer than I've been around, and obviously Charlie, at the time was like 5. So he was a kid.
Yeah, and that's when I was starting to watch NBA. So
I was around 3, 4 years old when I started watching NBA, and I remember like watching like AHL a little bit. So kind of thinking back to that time, thinking like, wow, this guy who's been a mascot too for 33 years and doing this thing and building a program for the Denver Nuggets is just honestly inspiring. And now he's like that people like having him on podcasts and like the news and like interviewing him left and right. It's like, you know, Ken, I applaud you, buddy. I applaud you for all the work that you've done, for everything that you've really contributed to the mascot fraternity. That's what we call it, the fraternity. Um, you've been such a huge monumental part of it, and honestly inspiring to me. What you've done has helped me grow as a performer, has helped Charlie grow as a performer, you know, a lot of us. So like thank you for all those years, of love and laughter and just the silly antics,
and Ryan, and the scary moment as well.
and the scary moment. Yes,
So
he's talked publicly about that a lot, where he was being, lowered down from the roof of the arena and passed out. He was out cold, he said, and got to the ground. They got him. They brought him back. And he was fine, but thank God, stuff like that does happen as a mascot. I've had my fair share of certain things. I bruised my tailbone pretty badly. One event I did. It wasn't fun, but hey, I pulled through that. I've been sick as a dog. Charlie's been sick as a dog performing. We've had injuries
mhm.
performing. Like, it comes to the territory, but something like what Ken went through, that's definitely way more severe. Even Dan Mears, when he fell testing the
Bungee.
it was, yeah, it was a bungee or something.
It was a bungee jump.
It was a bungee jump, and he fell and wound up actually hurting his back. You would think that right there, that's it. That's the end of his career. No, he got through that injury and is still performing today. That
2 Super Bowl rings and counting.
Yes, 2 Super Bowl rings and counting, a back injury that he pulled through, and he said it was his faith in God that pulled him through that. And honestly, I strongly believe that. Had I not, now I'm gonna openly admit this, I didn't go to church for many years. The one time I really went to church was for like if it was like a baptism, a wedding, or like if it was like a family get together, of the sad thing of like a funeral memorial or something, or just something thereof. But I started singing in a church choir last year, in 2023 September, and honestly, it was like one of the best decisions I made. My friend dragged me down there, who I live with. I call her my sister, and I love her to death. Her name is Becky. I love her with all my heart, and her husband Mike. They've shaped me a lot, into a better person in this past year and a half, almost 2 years that I've been living in this household and that I've known them. But Becky brought me to her church choir. I started singing in the church choir, which actually got my faith back in God again, as well as a dear friend of mine named Anthony Chickalace, who I have the honor of working with. Um, he's a brother to me. He's a best friend to me. He taught me how to ice skate. I mean, this man also taught me to just stay with God, believe in God, and just really don't doubt him, because he makes his path for you. So, like Dan Mears and myself, it does actually work wholeheartedly, and I kind of, I'm in a much happier spot because of that. So, but yeah, Dan, he could have ended his career right then and there. He could have been paralyzed. It could have killed him. Thank God he was all right. Like, he pulled through that. Ken, same thing. I know our buddy Robert Bodwin has had a few, a few little
Mhm.
things here and there. Let's be
Uh,
honest.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something.
Of course, right in the middle of podcast. It's so early on. Has to grab something. But yeah, guys, this year has been a big year for mascots. And I can say, like, for any mascot performer out there, that's what this podcast is about. It's about mascotting. It's about, learning how to be a mascot performer, about learning how to grow as a performer, and things like that. And I know exactly what Charlie grabbed because I saw the white of what
Yes,
it
yes,
is. I
you
have
did.
mine. I have
You
mine
have
sitting
yours?
over there. Yes, I have mine. Charlie has his.
So, yes, if you
Charlie
haven't
probably has
heard
it.
of it yet, and you're a big fan of mascots, you're a
Mm-hmm.
big fan of crazy, kooky, unedited stories, um, get this book, and you have so much fun with it. It
Absolutely.
looks like Ryan's about to get his copy out.
Da-da-da. I ordered mine first. I saw this sitting on the table and I was like, yes, it finally came. And of course, he did sign it, which was wonderful. Of course, same as yours. But I started reading mine. I don't think Charlie started reading his.
I haven't yet. I need to start reading it.
I'm on chapter 2, but I'm slowly going through books that I've been reading. I'm reading one called Mascot right now, which is basically about, it's like 6 or 7 different students in a school, and they're debating whether their mascot is considered, um I wouldn't say racist, but considered like,
Answer cultural.
yes. And so it's basically kind of like, should this mascot be a part of this school, or should they change the mascot? Kind of like with
UNLV.
Washington, like, what was it, like, Washington, I think they're called the Redskins, if I remember correctly. None of the
Yeah.
Commanders. The Cleveland Indians, another Cleveland Guardians. So it's kind of like a story similar to that. It's like a fiction base, but it does have that meaning that it kind of puts you in that mind of like, what can a mascot, even though they're called like Indian, Native American, or like in Redskins or something like that, you know, is it really considered
A
like a
bad thing.
disrespect to like cultures, or are they doing that to kind of show respect and honor them? You know what I mean? So it just really kind of depends. But that's like one book I'm reading, and then of course reading Robert's book here because I gotta show love to my mascot mentor that I'm so thankful to have in my corner. Um, but if you do want to get your copy of this book, all you have to do is go to Clutch City Realtor is actually the realtor. But I remember with this book, he has like so many different links. It's hard to memorize them all, but um to get a copy of this book, um there's a link. I remember I had the link. Unfortunately, I don't see it right now. Um,
And there's a few. Mascotauthor.com,
that's what it was.
com.
Mascotauthor.com. Here's a QR code for those that want to scan that QR code to go to robertbowen.com. It should have a link to there. But yes, to get your copy of his book, you could just go to his website, mascotauthor.com, and order a copy for yourself. It's 50 chapters long. I believe he has hard copies, still like hardcover. I don't know if he's handing out paperbacks now. I don't know, but that's all up to him. But recommend getting this book. Recommend it. And for any realtor needs in the Houston area, contact Robert Bodwin at clutchcityrealtor.com. There's your plug, Robert. Shameless plug for Robert, but hey, gotta show love. You
Yes,
know,
yes, we do.
and speaking of books, mine will be on pre-order come next year, which is crazy. Through the eyes of a mascot, the link will be posted in the next couple months. Once I can finalize everything, and then from there, you can pre-order your copy of my book, and I'll also be holding, book signings. So if you live in the Chicagoland area, I'll be holding book signings out there, and also depending on, what states want me to come down, you know, I'll fly down to those states as well and do some book signings too, because why not? Um, that's what I do. But I'm really excited for this book to release because this is kind of like my story of my mascotting journey, and every chapter is a story of each mascots that I've been in my career. So I'm really excited for this. It's like 8 or 9 chapters, and that's ow. Sorry, there's a hangnail on my finger. Completely random here on this podcast, but yay, I'm bleeding. Yay. Um,
Oh no.
that's fine. No big deal. No whoop. No big whoop. Just go get a band-aid, cover it, and be done with it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just really crazy to think like, this year I was writing the book and now it's like I'm getting ready to release the book. And it took me, I'm not gonna lie, I started writing this book back in 2022. 2022, 2 years. And that was like on again, off again, writing and taking break, writing, taking break, revising chapters and things like that. Um, and then like just kind of going from there. It just really depends on what you're gonna do. And so I'm checking my phone because I'm trying to see if my eye doctor had sent me called me due to the fact of um brain fart. Sorry,
There's a lot going on.
there's a lot going on.
There's a
It
lot
seems like
going
there's
on. So
yeah.
Ryan,
Yes.
2024. I know we talked about it in previous episodes. Um, that was a big year for the Mascot Hall of Fame
Oh yes.
because the thing is they got best was it like the best children's museum from USA Today.
Mm.
Um, and the sad thing is they had to close the brick and mortar location. So it had a
Right.
high, it had its highs and its lows. We did
Mm-hmm.
talk about that in previous episodes, but something that came up to my mind was I've been seeing a lot of mascot fans that
Yep.
follow us, their pictures from the Mascot Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Do you have any like mascot memories of connecting with fans at
Oh,
it?
absolutely yes. When I went there my first time, when I performed. Now, this is a mascot I performed. I'm no longer this mascot. His name's Ozzy. I did Mascot U, and that was a lot of fun. And I got to do like a 1 hour just and like into the entrance, running down the stairs, being silly with the fans, engaging with them. And a lot of the fans that were there, the mascot fans, a lot of them have disabilities, believe it or not. A lot of them have like autism, things like that, and that is a lot of what the fan base consists of because a lot of the, the people that I engaged with at Mascot Hall, like I said, special needs. So you would devote that extra bit of time to them because sometimes at games or other appearances you may have, they won't get that one-on-one time, so there was kind of like their safe place to go and have special one-on-one time with the mascots and get to play games and special pictures, and it was kind of a way for them to say like, hey, like I love you, like you're my favorite mascot, so being there as Ozzy was definitely one that I absolutely like. That first time around down the stairs was just awesome. But when I had my first meet and greet as a mascot, I'm not saying which mascot, but for those that know me, you know which one I'm talking about. Uh I I remember running down them stairs, the confetti cannons going off, and just seeing all these kids and even with the special needs, like adults that have special needs, are all there just you know for me, and it was just like, wow, like this is like like it feels surreal, like you feel like this big celebrity, you know, walking on a red carpet, but it's really a mascot running down these stairs in this wonderful museum, and it just felt so surreal to me. And like taking these pictures, signing the autographs, and then doing Reggie's birthday when I was there as my mascot for Reggie's birthday, and then actually having the opportunity to be friends with Reggie. For those that know mascot lingo, wink. Uh,
The lingo, theme park lingo.
exactly. And I got to be friends with Reggie, and that was a lot of fun. Being a mascot, being friends with the mascot, that is huge with that, you know, organization, and that was my way of actually connecting with Dave Raymond, which is honestly one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And I have his book. It's down there. It's kind of smushed between all my other books, but it's The Power of Fun. I got that from Mascot Hall when the museum was still around, and um I just remember like connecting with him and actually getting to do mascot boot camp for free. which was not. I did Mascot U and Mascot Boot Camp for free. I'm this close now to finishing Mascot Boot Camp, so I can finally have the certificate and have it on my LinkedIn, have it in a frame, and be like, I have this. This is something that I have that not many people actually have. Um, but it's going there and being a part of that was just so surreal. I got to meet Robert Bodwin. I got to meet I
Glenn,
think yeah, I met John Absey. He was there at Mascot U. I met him.
Glenn Scott,
Really nice, really nice guy, huh?
Glenn Street. I mean,
Glenn
Glenn.
Street. I got to meet him. I got to meet a bunch of other
Who else was
mascot
there? There
mascot
was
performers.
2 years
There was
ago.
one there. I can't reveal this person's name, but I had the honor and the privilege of when I did Mascot U in 2022. I met a mascot that I was hoping to meet, and that was Gritty. I got to meet the orange monster himself, and it was like the coolest experience. I walked into the upper floor, which is where they had like their meeting room, uh, and where Mascot U was held. And I walk in, and there I see Gritty, and I thought I was like dreaming. I had to rub my eyes for a minute. I was like, wait, what? And I was with my friend Justin, one of my close best friends, Justin Jolly, who has Mascot, who is the founder of Mascot Insider, which right now is I can't really say much about it, but there's some changes kind of happening. But Justin, one of the nicest guys, coolest people. I'm so glad to call him one of my best friends. He and I walked in and saw Gritty, and both of our jaws went because we're like, whoa, that's a mascot we weren't expecting to meet. And I was like, "What's up, Gritty?" And he like looked at me and he's like waving hello. So when I was like, I had to give him a high five, and when I high fived him, he has squeakers in his hand. So I went squeak, and he's like, I'm like, was that a little bit of a hard high five? And he went squeak, squeak, and I was like, let's try it again, and high fived again, and squeaked. But he actually is the coolest like interaction. I had the photo with him. He signed my wooden figure, so I have a Gritty autograph right there on my shelf, which is
I can say, Ryan,
nuts.
you talked about like the interaction with the squeaking and all that. Um, when I was living in Florida, one of my last things I did was I made sure to SeaWorld one more time,
Mhm.
and I went during their 5-year anniversary at Sesame Street Land. So they had Honker and Dinger there, and Honker's nose actually honked. So he was like going up, like laying as like honk his nose. I was like, remember them from Sesame
Yeah.
Street?
Oh yeah, Honker was the
Honker and
one who
Dinger?
hit his
Yeah,
nose to go honk, 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 and then
yeah,
Dinger
yeah.
would
So
tap his head, and it would be a ding sound.
yeah, so Honker's nose actually honked. I was like, "Oh my god, this is my childhood coming to life."
Oh
Like, I bet
yeah,
that was
and
the same
that's the beauty
feeling
of it.
with Tweety with the high five.
Yes. Also, Biscuit has squeakers in his hands too. I know that. Gusty Bull's mouth right here squeaks. Bowie's nose squeaks. So a lot of mascots have that
Fun.
function in their in which is awesome, and I love that about like some mascots that they have that little thing. I know there's another mascot who's Sir Purr. He squeaks, which is like super awesome. You know, it's just a lot of fun kind of seeing like a lot of these mascots that have that little sound effect. Like I know when I performed a mascot, one of my I call it my established sounds that I would do is I would walk around. It was a restaurant mascot that I performed. And I loved him. I love him dearly. His name was Cha Cha. He was the tree frog at Rainforest Cafe. And my boss loved when I did this. I would walk in the restaurant and I would be behind people and I would go right above them. I go on their head, like I'd do like a fart on their head. And
Huh?
like there's like a like that. It's just simple as that. And they were rolling, they loved it. And it's kind of like, oh well, he's a frog. He's they ribbit, but do that on their head, it makes it funny, and the kids would laugh about it too. But there was a special character trait that he had, where if it would start thundering, like thunderstorms in the rainforest, he would hide behind a tree. He was scared of the thunder. Hence, you know, tree frog hiding. It made sense, and they loved it. And kids would come up to it. Was like an easy way for kids to come up to me, come up to Cha Cha, and be like, "It's okay, Cha Cha. It's okay. It's only a little bit of thunder." But it's stuff like that that always made the job worthwhile. And it was like that at Mascot Hall. You know, I remember throwing the basketball backwards and it bounced off the rim and it knocked me on the head and I went down the ground acting like I was all in pain. But the kids would run up to me like doing like CPR and checking I was okay, and they loved it. So it was a lot of fun, you know, and having those memories going to Mascot Hall and Mascot U and meeting a lot of people. I even got to hang out with a lot of MLB mascots, on MLB Mascot Madness, which is insane. I finally got to meet Lucille, Mr. and Mrs. Matt, Fred Bird. I already know Southpaw and Clark. I met Oriole Bird. Excuse me. Who else was there? Dinger was another one that was there. He was so awesome, super funny. Then there was can't think of it. Slugger. Slugger was the other one there, and Orbit, which I was like, oh my god, like a lot of these mascots I wanted to meet, now they're there, and Bernie Brewer was there too. So a lot of the performers that were there, I already knew them by their actual, name.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh hey, it's great to see you again. Like, how you doing, brother? Like, how you doing? Like, I'm good. How are you? And fun fact, I actually did apply and interviewed for Orbit's handler last year. It was last year. Actually, no. It was 2 years ago, 2022, before I landed the job that I have now. I'm a little wolf. And I wound up getting very lucky to have the interview, and it was wonderful. Unfortunately, I didn't get the job, but hey, my foot is in the door. So there's that. But yeah. And Charlie, have you ever been to the Mascot Hall?
No, I haven't.
No.
Sadly. Sadly, I have not. I wish I did. I was talking to some people that went on the last day, and I was like, I wish I would have been there because Chaz would have been there in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
If I had an opportunity to bring Chaz over there, he'd be there in a moment. Because the Mascot Hall of Fame treated him amazingly. But being an independent mascot character, the Mascot Hall of Fame treated Chaz just like all the others. He would
Absolutely.
so
And that's the crazy thing, Chaz was a nominee for a Golden Reggie, so he was a nominated mascot. I was very fortunate to have, I'm trying to remember how many mascots it was.
I think you had
Four.
4?
I had four mascots that were nominated for Golden Reggies. I had one mascot who was nominated to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which was Skates of the Chicago Wolves. He was a possible nomination to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and it's he still hasn't gotten it yet, but I know deep in my heart my favorite wolf will be nominated and inducted into that Hall of Fame. He deserves it. He's been around 30 years. It is his time. He's paid his dues. He's done enough howling. You know what I mean? He deserves it. Chuck E. Cheese was another one. No, I've had a total of four. A collegiate, which was Lance of the Codley County. There was Chuck E. Cheese, Ozzy of the King County Cougars, and then another. I'm not going to name this mascot, but very, very fortunate to have had him be at least a nominee, which was wonderful. To have, it was just like wow, like I was a four-time nominee without even like thinking about it.
Realize
But it's like
so
wow, but like I said, one of my favorite mascots, Skates, is his time. it's his time to finally be inducted into that Hall of Fame. He's worked so hard, paid his dues, and everything. I mean, even Ozzie T. Cougar, the Kane County Cougars, I've been trying to get him nominated since when I worked there for 2 years. And he has already been around at that time. I forget it was 2021. That was his 30th year. I got to be a part of that 30th season, which is monumental for me. I've been a part of two 30th seasons, a 25th season. I've been around for a grand opening for Great Wolf Lodge, for their grand opening for that. I mean, it's a lot. It's super crazy. It's so crazy. It's like wow. How long mascots have been around, and a lot of them still haven't been inducted. I know Chaz needs his induction. He's been around over 10 years. Easy.
It's 5 years.
Only 5? I thought it's been longer.
Right. No, 2019.
Uh,
2019 when they debuted him.
but yeah, I
So
remember when Chaz was nominated. I voted for Chaz like so much. I was like, come on, let Chaz win, let Chaz win,
yeah.
let Chaz win.
And the thing is, Ollie the Otter got it, and he's another independent mascot that well deserved.
Honestly, Ollie's done so much for the community. Like that whoever performs Ollie, God bless you. You are a huge, huge, you know, like inspiration in the mascot industry. But you also do so much for kids that are sick, who you know with things like that. So it's just really, honestly, Ollie, like, God bless you for that. It's mascots and people like you that really make our industry so much better, and that's kind of what I want to do with my own mascot, is something like what Ollie does. So,
Yeah, and like I say,
but
he's one of the inspirations for Chaz. And
absolutely,
at the time of recording, he's doing his end of year. What is it? I'm looking at it right now.
it's like his end of year, like,
Fundraiser
yep,
right now.
yep,
Um,
yep,
and if you do want, I'm gonna give it a plug because he's amazing. He's awesome. If
yep,
you want to help Ali Otto out with his end of the year fundraiser, you go to www.lexingtonkidsday.com/donate. And I think that's
yep,
going to help him be able to continue bringing cheers to all the families in need in the Carolina area.
absolutely.
So
And there is some that families that he's been with and has helped so much. Unfortunately, some of those kids did pass on, and as heartbreaking as that is, he still keeps their memory alive. He still visits those families, and I believe, like, if you look now, you have, you know, Lil Ollie, Mini Ollie, and you've got
yep,
another one of the characters. It's a
two two
female.
two Ollies. He had, I think it's Ollie and his kids do them. He has two kids.
Yes, but there's one that's a female otter. So there's Ollie, and then there's Ollie Junior or Little Ollie, and then or Mini Ollie, and then the other one, which I don't know what her name is, but probably something with an O, like Olivia or something like that. I have no idea, but that's just a name I just out there because it's technically Ollie in it. But yeah, I found Ollie on Facebook. That's how I found him, and I've talked back and forth with him quite a bit. It's amazing. Like I said, it's amazing, like, what a lot of mascots do for the industry and for us. How they inspire us, performers, like you and I and others, to continue to do wonderful things. But yeah, this been, like I said, this year's been full of a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of loop de loops.
Yeah, like it was a full on roller coaster. I say
Oh
earlier
yeah.
you talked about autism, and how a lot of mascot costume character fans
Yep.
are on the spectrum. There was one content creator that I love watching, and
Mhm.
it's Magic with Thomas.
I've seen him. Yep, I've been
I
watching him.
I love watching his videos. To his family, please keep up the great work. Don't let all the
Absolutely.
negative don't let all the negative people bring Thomas down. Thomas is amazing. He brings joy and smiles to every single performer he meets and every
Oh,
performer that
yes.
watches his content.
Absolutely, and there's another one that I wanna shout out, and that's Ramsey McWilliams. I love Ramsey. She's done some art for me. She helped create a logo for me, mascot concept design for me, and she's not only a wonderful artist, but she's also has her own characters. She has a couple of characters. One is Max, and the other one is a bunny, if I remember correctly. I can't remember what the bunny's name is. I think it's like Hoppy or something, or like Flopsy or something like that. But she has a couple of characters. She's works at Chuck E. Cheese. Like I tell you, Ramsey is truly an inspiration. She has a disability as well, and she does art.
Yep.
She goes to Disney. Disney is her happy place. She and honestly, like Ramsey, keep up the wonderful work. Never stop being you, because you are beautiful inside and out, and you have been such a like huge part of our industry, because you know you're one of the few that has this ability, and Charlie has one as well, and he performs. So a lot of the performers that we have, some have disabilities, and those are the ones that, in my opinion, are the most inspirational. Honest to God. Like, yeah, I'm an established performer. I'm a pro. I've been doing this come now. Literally tomorrow will be 14 years of me being a mascot performer,
Eh,
which is like, but
20,
the
27
ones that have
years.
a disability are
That's
truly the ones that, in my eyes, are the best of the best. They really are. Like, it gives them a way to kind of embody, you know, a character and bring other people joy and laughter. I got to do that with Chuck E. Cheese for 3 years. Ramsey's been with Chuck E. Cheese for quite a while now, and
I
it's
did
just
almost 10 years
yeah. I think
with
Ramsey's been there over 5 years. I know Stuart, my buddy Stuart Coonrod, who still works at Chuck. He spent there, I want to say, well over 5 years. And this dude, I tell you what, he's like a I love Stuart so much. Like, he's such a cool dude. He really embodies the I would say like the 1970s, 1980s like aesthetic. The dude's rocking a mullet. He has the mustache. Like, he wears like the clothes from like the 80s and like the 70s, 80s, like, and he doesn't care. Like, he's himself, and I love that about Stuart. He is just so awesome. I love Stuart. Like, if you're watching the Stuart, you're awesome, man. Keep up the great work. There is one thing I wanted to touch on. I know, Charlie, you were talking about this much, much earlier in the podcast. That all the prayers for his family. It truly does mean a lot. It goes definitely a long way. Charlie's been through some bumps, a massive bump, and not only is this our New Year's Eve podcast, but this podcast is dedicated in memory of his father, Bob Bruno. I didn't meet his dad in person, but I met him through video chat, and such a nice guy. You know, he was just so wonderful. And I remember when Charlie did call me, and told me everything. Like, it was shattering me inside, and Charlie, you've been so strong this whole entire thing. Like, and this podcast is for your dad because he truly meant a lot to not only you, myself, but to the industry, mascot industry.
And the thing is, I never told you this. My freshman year in high school,
Mm-hmm.
during the holiday parade, guess who was a lion mascot for that?
Was it your dad?
Yes.
See, even Charlie's dad was a mascot.
And he did a snowman once. So
Like I said, your
that's the
dad was
entertainment
a
side.
part of us. He's a part of the community. He's a part of the fraternity, and will always be. You know, and I know he's smiling, looking down, smiling, and you know, it was weird. You know, I told Charlie when he messaged me in the morning the news of when it happened in my dream, his dad was there with a friend of mine, and it was the most crazy thing, but like it was like a sixth sense as we call it. Um, but I remember just him telling me thank you for being there for Charlie, for being there for my son, and being a wonderful friend. Thank you for everything that you do as a mascot and continue to do. Never stop doing that. And then all of a sudden, he was gone. I woke up and then I saw the text from Charlie, and I'm like, whoa, that's ironic. It took me off guard for a minute, but hey,
And the thing is, like I told you, we have family in Illinois. So I
exactly.
think he was doing a little stop heading over there
Yep.
because the thing is, I also believe in that kind of stuff
Mm,
because um my best friend, like we've been friends since middle school. His sister just had a baby, her first kid, and it was a girl,
hmm
and they named her Eliana. I'm like,
That's pretty.
are you calling her Ellie for sure? They're like, yeah. And the thing is, 4 years ago, yesterday, my grandma passed away. She had the baby on the 26th. That's the day that we went to the park and handed out care packages, backpacks to the homeless. That same day she had the baby. I was
Wow.
like, I have a really strong feeling. Her dad, my grandma was there to help her out during that moment. I have a
hmm
very strong feeling that that happened
It's
on that day.
very true. And it's crazy because like you know this month would have been Yo's 63rd birthday, and January is when she passed. So next year will be 4 years since she's passed, and it's weird because sometimes I still feel Yo-Yo's presence. Yo-Yo was a close friend of mine. She called me like a son that she's always wanted, and she meant the world to me. So you know, December, January is kind of like that. I wouldn't say like rough month for me, but like it's one of those months where it's like a happy, sad. And it's also kind of the same with my great aunt Grace because her birthday is December. She passed January. So it's like, what I mean? It's like one of those like, wow, like happy, sad, sad, happy.
Yeah,
Um, but yes, Charlie, I think that's still going on, right? You're still doing that fundraiser,
yeah.
Bob's.
So what it is we call it Bob's Blessing Bags. That is something that my nephews wanted to come up with, and we gave the bags out on the 26th. We ended up giving out 11 bags filled with snacks, water, blankets, socks, all the essentials that someone may need that's homeless. And and my nephew wants to really turn it into a nonprofit. So that's his goal for it.
There you
So
go.
I hope that he does. I'll help him any way that we can to do so. because we want to do one for school year, school supplies. Like, so it's never going to end. It's never going to stop.
No,
So I want
it's
everyone to thank my nephews for really wanting to do something like this.
absolutely, and honestly, the link is still up. I believe you can send stuff to the address. If I remember correctly, there's like a link or like an address or something you can send items to put together these bags.
You know, like, yeah, if anyone wants to bring some supplies or
Mhm.
send some supplies for another wave because it is about to get much colder here in Vegas. So
Not as cold as
um
Illinois, but yeah.
but you know what I'm saying, like,
Yeah,
so let me know. You can find me on my socials. Send me a message. I'll send you a message back on how you can help out. Maybe get a few more bags done and just start off the year nice, big, and strong. So
absolutely, and that's one of the things that by the time my godmother passed, it was like one of those things like I wanted to start a nonprofit, and I've been working on it in the outlines and everything, but eventually it's all gonna come forward. What you guys are doing in honor of your dad is wonderful. His dad loved to hike, so it's kind of like the blessing bags. It makes sense.
yeah, and oh my god, what's this gonna say?
His
It's gonna come
backpacks.
back to me. It's gonna come back to me.
It's all coming back
Yeah.
to you now.
But like, wow, I literally just blanked.
Yes, yes, he did.
My
But
brain
yeah,
literally went.
pretty much. But yeah, it's even though it was a hard loss, you guys are pulling through that and really, honoring your dad in a way that he would have wanted. So, and that's all that matters.
Yep, and that is the thing. Like, he loved outside. He loved nature. He loved the fish. He loved to hike. He always found
Mhm.
the animals that we could never see. Every single time, like we're driving, he's like red fox. We're like, what? Where? It's gone. Like he's seen the animals that we couldn't see. So that's why in 2025 we're gonna be spreading his ashes on the mountains. So anytime we see a wild animal, we're gonna think it's him. But speaking of like crazy coincidence, I was in the bathroom, so I missed it. So when my family was walking with the bags in the park,
Mhm.
a hawk just that flew right down and looked at them and flew away.
That was him.
So they think that was my dad, a sign from him.
Absolutely. And also pay attention if you see cardinals. Those are a sign of a loved one from heaven. I see cardinals quite a bit actually. But honest to God, it reigns true. You know, um, I remember my mom sitting on the when I used to live at my mom's, um, at the house. There's a deck that she has, and she sat on the back deck one morning having her coffee, and she was pretty much talking to God. It was the craziest thing. She was like just looking up at the sky, saying like, dad. I think she's talking to like her dad or like talking to my godmother or something. It was like a loved one. And she was like, just like send me a sign that you're here. And all of a sudden deer came and there was a deer that just stood there and stared at my mother. And she was like, that was that was my loved one. It was the craziest thing, but it was the honest to God truth. And yeah, like it's really weird. Like you can be sitting outside and being like, telling a loved one that's not here, like, send me a sign, boom. And all of a sudden you'll see a sign like that they're there. Um I know when I was in Vegas, I remember I said, this is back in when did I go to Vegas? 2019, I went to Vegas. And I remember seeing a bunch of flamingos. After Yo passed, which was in 2021, um, I remember I was going to my audition, looked up at the sky, and there was a flamingo-shaped cloud in the sky when I did my audition. And she was there. It was the most craziest thing, but hey, you know, it's that's the power. That's that power.
I
Um,
think I remember now what I was gonna say.
yeah,
Like when I got a story with my dad was like um I don't think I told you I caught a sailfish once.
hmm.
Did I tell you that story?
No, you did not.
So it was Thanksgiving. Me, my dad, my uncle, and the son of the lady that my uncle was dating at that time. We were on a
Yep.
drift boat, and we're just going. I'm just laying the line out. I'm just laying the line out. My dad's like, "Why are you going so far?" I'm just laying the line out. I'm laying the line out. I'm like, "I think I got something." He's like, "No, you just got bottom. You just got the bottom. You just got rocks." We tug. There's some of the streams. Who has that sailfish? And it just jumps. It took us 45 minutes to bring it in,
Wow.
and it was crazy. I literally like gutted it out, like it guts were out when it came in. So like, that's because I yanked it so hard that, but
Wow.
still, like to have that story, because you know what people say, people BS when they fish. That's not a BS story.
No.
It actually happened. Over 45 minutes to bring that fish in.
Oh yeah.
I had the bill, but I don't have it anymore. It broke.
But but yeah, I mean, it's stories like that that really are the best. With one of the funny stories I have, I was visiting her, which is working I worked up there with her as well. It was called Betty's. I wasn't working there anymore because I was at Chuck E. Cheese, but I walked in there and I was playing, and I started doing just $2 spins on Win 1000. I kept getting the wheel. And then I wound up hitting the wheel like 7 or 8 times on a $4 bet, and she couldn't believe it, but it was like one of the fun moments we had together. When we went out and gambled together, it was a fun time. It was like a little like bar, but it had like 6 slot machines and we were playing and just having fun, just sitting at the house and just laughing and you know, it was great. Um, but God, there's just so many like memories that you have with people. But like I said, this year was definitely full of a lot of ups, a lot of downs, definitely a lot of trying times, that really can push your buttons in the sense. Um, I know one of the harder things for me this year was having to say goodbye to one of our kitties. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Nobody likes putting down a pet, but it was hard. But she's she's here with me, and weirdly enough, I'll sometimes see like I'll feel her presence, or she'll do something random to let us know she's here. Her name is Squeaker, but there's that. I also unfortunately, had to say goodbye to a mascot, Coop of the Boomers. I had to say goodbye to him in an unfortunate way, but you know, that aside, there's a lot of things that happened this year that even though they tried to knock me down, built myself up and became stronger on the other side of it. Um, and Charlie the same. Charlie moved from Florida to Vegas. Hot weather to hot weather.
Wait, it's hot humid weather to hot dry weather.
Yes, but it's still hot weather. Damn it.
But the thing is, You wanna know something crazy, Ryan? We talked about
Mm.
Disney, I'm saying, in this episode,
Yep.
and, like, I just got an email from Disney Cruise Line's recruitment. Literally just now.
Oh, wow.
I was like, and the thing is, like, I signed up for that when I went to the, LDI Expo. They were there.
Mhm.
But what's the odds I get that email, um, when we're talking about it?
That's crazy.
Like, it says, "Character manager, island maintenance technicians, stage and lighting special effects." What they're looking for right now. I'm like,
Wow.
"That's Disney Cruise Line."
That is crazy.
Okay, you know what? For kicks, do you think you ever see yourself doing like a cruise, going the cruise route?
Mhm.
I'm asking you. Would you ever do the cruise route?
Yes, actually, I think it'd be
You think-
fun, to be a character performer on a cruise and getting to kinda travel to different destinations, and it'd be fun, you know?
Because you know what, on the cruise they do like 6 month contracts, so you're away for 6 months. So that's
Yep.
one reason why I didn't do it when I was younger, because family's key, family's everything. So I would say we had there's a lot of sadness just no, not too long ago. Let's end this with a big high. New Year's resolutions. Which
Oh,
ones are
yeah.
you gonna keep? Which ones are you gonna try? And which ones
Mhm.
you're gonna say not in living hell
Yeah.
gonna last? So break it down in three ways. No chance in hell. It's gonna last. It may last, or it's going to last. Which ones will be where will go in what category for you?
Ow. The which one?
So let's start with this New Year's resolution is gonna last all year. I know it. What would that be?
D's nuts. No, I'm kidding. I had to get one out there. I had to get one out there. I would probably say if there's anything this year that I would, you know, put as a New Year's resolution, it would be to be more organized in a sense of making sure that I have everything for my mascot jobs, appearances, games, whatever I'm doing, the podcast, everything all
Yeah.
organized
So
and
organization.
organization. And
New
that's
Year's
why for
resolution.
Christmas I was gifted a Harry Potter happy planner.
Happy planner.
Oh, yes.
So what will you put under it may happen revolution?
Um,
I know I'm putting you on the spot on that.
putting. I would probably say advancing in my career. Whether it be promotion or working with a major league team. That would always be like a big goal. Like it may happen, but I'm not gonna put all my eggs in a basket with
All
that one.
right. All right. Now the no chance in hell revolution. You know that's not going to happen at all.
Uh, man,
Going to the gym and losing 100 pounds.
I would probably have to say, ooh,
I know that's
no
that's that's a
chance,
tough one.
no chance in hell. Probably, good lord, I'm trying to think.
Because
Um,
you know how everyone says, "Oh, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to lose." They only last like 3 months. After 3 months, they're gone. And some people stay.
I would probably have to say well, no chance in hell.
I'll give it a 1% chance.
Oh, then that's easy. Probably there's a few that come to mind, but I would probably say reading 60 books this year.
All right.
That was something that I've always wanted to do, is try to read more than 10 books in a year. This year I did it. I read, I think, in total books about, and that's including like graphic novels, chapter books, probably about 35, almost 40.
Wow.
Yep. And that's between some self help, of course, now reading Robert's book, graphic novels. Yeah.
Ooh.
What about for you, sir?
All right. For my New Year's resolution that I'm going to do my best to keep all year, that would be really focusing on my health. With everything that's going on with my family,
Mm-hmm.
that could be my biggest New Year's resolution that I really need to focus on all year long is my health.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know that's the most cheesiest political answer you can give, but we really figured out cancer is in my family.
That's a
So
good.
health is big time as a resolution. I'm going to make sure I go all year long and some. My maybe resolution would be travel. Travel more places, get Chaz out there.
Mm,
And my no chance to 1%. Hmm.
ouch.
That is a tough one to think about.
I mean, there's a lot of things, with the coming of the new year. Like what will 2025 bring? You know, I
You don't
always
know.
like I know this year when New Year's Day happened, I woke up like today. I woke up early. I woke up at 6:30 this morning. I woke up. I went downstairs because some stuff came for me, and I grabbed them, and I took a shower. I had a really good breakfast. You know, started everything on the right foot today, which was awesome. Um, and on January 1st this year, that's how I started it. I woke up early. I started, organizing things, doing things that I need to get done. So it was a lot, and I think, with the new year coming, I think the mascot industry is definitely going to flourish more. I sense there's going to be some really good positive changes from mascots. Of course, I know there's a lot of stuff happening with like new games that are coming out. There's new Lego sets coming out, one of which is a Lucky Cat, which I pre-ordered because I love my Lucky Cats. I love having my Chinese, Japanese ties here in my room.
Anime, yeah.
Some of that, yeah. But like, no, I said, it seemed like every month this year there was a lot of things that happened. Like January, I got sick with the stomach flu, like 24-hour stomach flu or whatever. Well, my friend and I at the exact same moment. February, I got a cold. March, I got a cold. April, I had a cold. So the first 4 months of this year, I went boom, 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 and was sick. Boom. Then I had a break. And then I wound up, I finally was like, cool, like I feel great. Like I'm not, feeling under the weather, yada yada yada. And then boom, I got hit with a cold again, but it went away really quickly. And this was in October. And then this month I lost my voice for 3 days. You know, I do, like it said the obstacles that kind of hopped over, blah 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 blah. But you know, with April happening, my friend having surgery, us putting down the kid getting sick, my other friend wound up getting hurt, so I had to kind of take the reins and do cleaning and stuff around the house. I was okay with that, because I was helping out a lot this year, contributing a lot this year. Losing my car this year in August, which was terrible. It was totaled, unfortunately. But like at the same time, you know, that helped me grow. It helped me grow a lot. It helped me become a better person because of it, and understanding more now what I need to do to get things on the right track. I'm in school. A lot of things, positive things changed for me in school. I maintained good grades. I started working in my school as a student employee. My college's mascot. Like, there's a lot of things happening at Oakton. That's why I go to school, and it's been such a wonderful, wonderful experience for me so far, and I want to continue that. Um, I know, like I said, Charlie, with your changes this year, moving from Florida to Vegas, humid hot to dry hot, you know, with the things that you've gone through this year, and even though the end of the year didn't happen the way you wanted it to, you're growing from that, you're becoming stronger from that, and you're finding a way to, make positive light of that situation, and you and your whole family, you know. So I mean, and that's kind of put the highlight here. Christmas and Hanukkah, same day this
Yep.
year. It lined up, and
Day
that's like
one.
every 13 years is what I heard it happens.
And the thing is, think about this. Hanukkah is 2 times next year.
It
It is.
is, because
Because
Hanukkah started. The first night of Hanukkah was Christmas Day.
right. So it goes
Tonight's
into
the
like 3
seventh
years.
night. Yeah, tonight's the seventh night. The New Year's Day will be the eighth night, and
So
then
that's
all of a sudden,
2025.
and then next year, boom, Hanukkah. So it's, yeah, twice in a year Hanukkah will be, which is, I think, pretty cool if you ask me. You know, and I have a lot of friends that are Jewish. I have my friend that I live with, he's Jewish, and so we celebrate Hanukkah here in the household, and it's awesome. We celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah. Uh, Christmaka, or whatever they want to call it, but it's wonderful because I feel like by celebrating Hanukkah, I'm really understanding the Jewish faith. I'm understanding what that is, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. And you also coming from that faith, I learned a lot from that. So, you know, and we're having our New Year's party tonight, the New Year's Eve party, and we're lighting the menorah on New Year's Eve with a whole bunch of people in the household. It's gonna be awesome. No, I'm really looking forward to it, and just laughing with friends, playing games, and just having a fun time. That's what it's about. You know, and to all you that are watching this podcast, I hope your 2025 is just filled with love, happiness, positivity, prosperity, good health, everything. I wish you all the best 2025. Um, and I know 2025, there's a lot of things, like I said, that's going on. The release of my book in the summer, you know, Charlie will be turning 40 that year.
Mm,
He'll be
meep,
40.
meep.
Backwards, he'll be 4.
Oh my god. Hey, I
Or
can act like a
he'll be
4-year-old.
40. He'll be 40 and I'll be 32. So it's like I'm still in my 30s. He's in a new decade. So, and our birthdays are literally about a month apart. So, it's kind of crazy. Like, wow, you'll be 40. I'll be 32.
Yes,
My sister the following year in 2026 will be 40. So, I get to poke fun at her all that one. She's born on April Fool's Day. So, ha ha ha.
yes.
That's going to be a fun one for me. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to what the hockey season, with the team I'm with, how that's going to play out. I'm really looking forward to if we make it to the playoffs again. And I am really want a ring. I want to put some bling here on this hand. I want bling, bling, because that would be like, for me, that'd be like the boom, like, yes, I have a ring. But yeah, there's a lot of big things, you know, I'm looking forward to, hopefully, also for both of us, getting our new mascot suits,
Yep. And speaking
of
of
our
that,
characters.
speaking
Uh,
of that, let's go ahead and give our shout out to Rocky
to
Mountain Production.
Yes,
Oh,
the sponsor of this podcast. You know, I look forward to seeing Chaz's beautiful makeover that he's getting. He's at the jungle spa right now, if you will. Probably drinking banana smoothies
maybe.
or having, banana cream pie or banana splits. Anything with banana. He's probably
Hey, come on! What are you talking about right now?
he's a gorilla. What do you expect? As for my character Axel, I'm hoping to get my suit soon because I really want to debut him for you all. That's gonna be so awesome to debut my character, and that will feel like it's a pinnacle, a point, a big point for me. Um, I haven't. Oh man. Oh man. But yeah, for those that are watching, what's your New Year's resolution? What do you want to do? Like, what do you want to, accomplish in the new year? You know,
Yes. What's your goals for this year? Put that. Let us know on in the comment sections, YouTube,
oh,
Facebook. I don't
yep,
think Twitch has a comment section after it goes live, but Twitch. So let us know what your resolutions are. Hey, maybe we can help you make them happen.
absolutely. Like, if
And
your
yeah,
resolution
y'all.
is you want to get into the mascot industry, we can easily make that happen. I have the connections. Charlie has some connections. I'm a licensed certified coach in the Chicagoland area. Um, Looking to start a mascot program myself to help people that are interested or performers that want to get better. So hey, if your resolution is to want to do a podcast or be like a Twitch streamer or something, we can help you with that. It's all a
Yep.
matter of up here, your mindset.
Can you do it?
Exactly. Which I
Because
have a few
and,
books here. One of
and
them's
another
called Get Out of
thing,
Your Head.
Ryan, when we're talking about podcasting, things like that,
Yep.
best advice we'll give to anyone is know your friends.
Yep.
Um, because you can be friends with some people.
Oh yeah.
You can decide to do a podcast together and all have creative differences, and you can lose friendships. So
Exactly.
if you're going to do it with the friend, make sure that that friend is with you no matter what. The
Exactly. You
highs
know,
to
you
the
don't want to.
lows.
We both know from experience, both Charlie and I, um, about things that have happened. You know, when trying to do podcasts, where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do a podcast. I'm gonna have all these people, but yeah, some are toxic, and
Too many
one of
chefs
the
in the kitchen.
exactly, one of the podcasts we had, which is the first one we did together, unfortunately it went and it stopped abruptly. We had easily over 30 episodes of that podcast without Bat and I. We were recording like every week, every single week we were recording.
Yep, every
And
Monday.
then every Monday, yep. And then Charlie also had other podcasts he was a part of, and other things, and we're both, running a Facebook, page, trying to keep eyes on that. And then, another podcast happened, which then that went, kind of something. And now we have this one. So this one's been pretty decent so far. There's no stress. We're just hanging out and having fun.
And that's what
You want to also make sure you organize the podcast when you're going to start a podcast, so you have what you want to do, like a schedule, how long you want these podcast episodes to be. Do you want to do charity podcasts where there's like a charity live stream where it's going for hours and hours and hours, which I'm actually doing one. I'm gonna start it probably tomorrow or this weekend, depending on which day I'm feeling. I'm gonna do a podcast, a live stream on my Twitch, which is where I'm gonna be playing video games, um, and raising money, for charity. That charity that I'm raising money for is for it's one that I've done work with for many years, for a few years now, and it's for walk it's like walk to end Alzheimer's. So I'm gonna be raising money for that and raising money for suicide awareness in honor of my godmother who passed away um due to that and mental illness. So the charity that I'm looking to raise money for is NAMI, which is a big name. So that be on the lookout for that. Heck, Charlie, you could even do that too. You know,
like
char- charity live streams. Have Chaz appear and for like a couple hours, like raise money. Chaz will do silly stuff like slip on a
yep.
banana peel or hit himself
Ha
in the
ha ha
face with
ha ha.
a pie or pie his sister or something. Just something random.
Yep, I'm gonna say what's it? We were talking about Twitch and all that.
Yes.
And in the mascot field, we support each other.
Yep.
So I would want to give a shout out to one of my good friends. Um, that is a mascot before. I'm not gonna say where he's at. But that that husky ginger on Twitch.
Yep.
Check him out, guys. He is so much fun. Like recently, he was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. I was
That's a
like, "When's the
throwback.
last time you played that game?"
When I
Like,
was a kid. When I was like a kid, I want to say elementary, about almost middle school. I remember we used to play in my art technology class. We had industrial technology and art technology, and an art tech, which I loved. Um, we did a lot of things, but one of my favorite things was we played Sim City, and that
yo,
was a oh,
I
that
think
gives it that back.
I saw him playing that game. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, where did you get that? I want to play it again. But
Probably on a
like,
console or PC, but
well, he said stream. It's on stream right
Steam.
now. Steam, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
So
lot of games on Steam. I know on Xbox they have Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. They have Throwville. I have Throwville. I believe I have Scream Ride is another one. I think I have Roller Coaster Tycoon in there somewhere. But yeah, I remember playing games like that. It was a lot of fun. I've been playing it was Throwville Off the Rails. And I was playing that on original Xbox. And I made a water slide. Let's just say I called it the deadly slide because you would go like this and you go, oh, this isn't so bad. Straight drop down like a few hundred feet, maybe almost 200 feet. And then you go back up. It's like a water coaster. And you go, "Poof," and then you go up, and then you go down, and you spiral, and then you go down, and then up. And it was just like, it was one of the craziest rides, but it was like my most thrilling ride. Nobody died on the ride, but it was I called it no. Oh, I need to bite. God, I mean, let's be honest. Like, you even see Twitch streamers playing Sims, like Sims 2.
I remember Sims.
I remember Sims 2 playing that one and give a like just there's Simoleon language or whatever, you know. But it was a fun like game that would just pass by the time. You know what I mean? It's games like that are fun. Like you know, I recently got an Xbox Series X, so I've been enjoying that. My Switch is sitting on right next to it, you know. But it's you know another Twitch streamer I think that deserves some fun recognition, in my opinion. Ah, God. They're called like Jesse Rachel. They play a lot of Pokemon games, but they're a lot of fun to watch. Great husband and wife duo. Love watching them. Just so much fun, so enjoyable. Or my personal favorite to watch, Sinvicta. He plays Binding of Isaac. So fun watching his content. Very knowledgeable about the game. That's how I actually got to be really good at that game, was by watching him. And Peep Charlie's ceiling lights in the background, his aesthetic. Probably got that off of Temu.
No, Amazon.
Really.
Amazon, yeah.
I have a
I'll
astronaut.
say it's really nice. Fine.
Oh,
With
nice. Yeah.
Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, nice. I have
So
an astronaut that's sitting over there. I haven't used them quite a bit, but um I had the remote with them over there. But I thought about plugging them in again, but it's a matter of making the room. That's the problem. Like, I want to have that aesthetic, but I have 5 smart bulbs in my room where I could
oh,
change colors. For example, Alexa, make nightstand green.
I don't know how to set nightstand to that setting.
Alexa, make nightstand green.
Okay.
See,
bing.
big simple as that, and it's kind of a cool aesthetic with the green. Alexa, make nightstand bright white.
Okay.
But yeah, that I just got that fun little toy today, and I love it. It's a great thing to have in here. I actually have it connected to my. What's funny, I can turn my Xbox and my TV on and off with that. So I can sit here and tell it to turn on my TV and turn on my Xbox and open a game. It will turn on my Xbox and open a game like that, which is awesome.
I can't believe we've been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah. I mean, it's the New Year's live stream, you know.
Yep.
Ow, I see my thumb. That hurt. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of fun things that go on here in this podcast, you know.
And we would say this like it's unscripted,
Uh-huh.
unedited.
Exactly.
So you know
Yeah.
what? I think you were on Inside the Mask and we had Jacob on,
Yes.
and we had some unedited. We had to edit 10 minutes of that episode. You remember that?
Yep.
So you don't know. Maybe we'll have him come back on this one,
Maybe.
and we'll let it go unedited
Yeah, that was
because
a fun one,
because
but we had to edit that out for a bit because
yeah, he showed us some stuff that we were not expected that we're gonna see on it. So
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
That was definitely something
he made a very
completely left
crazy,
field.
very crazy independent character on my very
Completely left field.
popular toy company. So, and we had to edit that out to make sure we didn't get in trouble and he didn't get in trouble. So,
Yes. We won't be showing that on here, but like, you know, when it comes to mascotting and things like that, I do, I take it very seriously when it comes to the mascot industry, protecting the identities of performers and their mascots, taking care of the suits, not doing anything inappropriate, that's just who I am. That's how I've established myself in this industry. Charlie the same way. But who knows? Maybe there'll be podcast episodes where we'll be building like Legos or something, or playing video games with like a mascot character or something, things like that. Who knows?
so I'll say best way to think of this podcast is you're in a virtual locker room, a virtual green room with two mascot performers. I think that's a good way to think about it.
Exactly. And my
You're in a
shirt
virtual
here is mascot themed. Surprise, surprise.
Poop C is my wingman.
Yes, this is from the Blight Sky Carp. Their mascot's name is Poopsie. I actually am very close with that organization. Poopsie is such a fun mascot. I love him. He's a goose. He's a literal goose who's and his number is 2. So
Weird.
Poopsie 2. But yeah, I have
now I got it. It's like,
yeah.
wait,
But I have
wait. Speaking of that, did I send you the meme that says make sure you take a we swear a little bit. Make sure you take a shit before the new year, so you have no shit in next year.
I already did it.
So, yeah, I saw a meme that said that. It's like, make sure you go to the bathroom before the new year, so you have no shit in 2025. I was like, that's interesting.
Well, yeah, that already kind of happened.
That's kind of funny.
Today, but yeah, it's funny. I laugh. I laugh because sometimes, and this is happening to me on New Year's, right when it struck midnight. I was actually in the bathroom taking a shit.
Oh, ouch!
That or I burped where it started right at 11:59 of New Year's Eve. I burped into the new year. I've had my first New Year's kiss. I mean, there's a lot of things I've done on New Year's. Like I've even like, I believe if I remember correctly, I um I was actually in a mascot suit in the new year. I think I've had that before. I think. Don't quote. Actually, yes. Yes, I have. It was when Mascot Hall of Fame was open. I would perform at Reggie's birthday. I was invited for 2 years. I did it. And it was always on New Year's Eve. They had his birthday bash. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. I've been in a
Okay.
mascot suit on New Year's Eve and on New Year's Day,
I say there's one thing I got over you that you cannot have.
which is
My very first professional gig was the Millennium, December 31st, 1999, New Year's Eve, I was a guy's assistant, DJing. So I DJ'd the Millennium. So
I farted into the new millennium. What's the
I
point?
know I'm just saying it's like for me to say my very first professional gig was the Millennium. Like that's if you think about it, that's kind of big.
Guys, you also got to take into account Charlie and I are about 8 years apart. So at that
So
time, he was like 15. I was 7, 6. He was 14. You know what I mean?
so
Like, and in the, yeah, 1999, you were 14. I was 6. Yeah,
wow.
there you go.
And the thing,
That throws it back because I was in kindergarten in that time,
wow.
sir.
And
Kindergarten.
and the thing is, like I've had a love hate thing about New Year's. Like I never really, when I was young, I didn't like the Times Square ball. There's a few things I didn't like about New Year's because of my fear of balloon popping, confetti cannons going off, fireworks, and all that stuff. So I remember after the Millennium, the thing is I wouldn't go in the room because he had the confetti balloons filled with confetti that for them to pop at midnight. I couldn't be in that room. So I went to this bar and I saw the ball drop. I went outside so I could hear the balloons pop in. And that very next night, I had a dream that literally it was a Times Square ball and something else just golden. Like saying your fears is over kind of
Huh.
thing. Like I was like, that's very interesting.
That's what Mascot Performance did to me. The confetti cannons, like I've been around them so much, I can hold it, I can flip it in my hand, take it, and turn it, and pop it, and it'll go, poof, and I'll do that, and I love it. Like it's so funny, and to pop that. You know, sometimes what I'll do is I'll pull what a mascot would do, and I'm actually gonna pull this skit
Don't ruin it.
is no, you've seen mascots do it where they take the party popper and go poof, and they pop it the wrong
Yeah.
way. That.
Oh, are you really gonna do that? Make it go to you know what?
Yes. I
Oh
wear a
my
cup. I
god.
wear a cup, so I'm fine.
I'm gonna say make a cup if you're gonna do that one. So
Yes, but you know that's something I am gonna pull as a character. You know, I will do that, and it'd be really funny. You know what I
say
mean?
look for one that's not really powerful. Know what I'm
Well, yeah,
saying that gives it that has enough streamers confetti inside it, but not that powerful that it could really hurt you, even with the cup.
but the thing is, if you pay attention to how they do it, they don't actually aim at their area. They
Yeah,
aim down, so it hits the ground. So when it
yeah,
goes, boom, they go oh, and then they go to the
yeah.
ground.
But
It's an act. I know this coming year with one of my teams I'm with, we have a country night, so I got a very special costume for my mascot. I'm not saying what it is. You're gonna have to pay attention to social medias to
yeah.
find that out. So,
um, and I was gonna say, speaking of confetti and all that,
yep.
you know, I mentioned earlier I went to the LDI Expo.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lighting design industry.
Yep.
Um, our good friend Crystal, her company had a booth there.
Yep.
Sage, SAGE, and they won best new product at their booth. So
No.
so that's what I'm going at. So I went to the booth that has FX Masters. They're the ones that do the CO2 tanks,
Yep.
the confetti cannons, and all those. And I went up to them and said, "I'm someone that is I don't like confetti cannons. I don't like the pop. I don't like all that stuff. Are you guys gonna be coming out with a one that's autism friendly?" And they said it's in the works. So they're working on one that is
Yep.
friendly for autism for people that have that issue. So
Mm-hmm.
when I heard that, I was like, "Thank you." So now these mascot performers can find a way to get these confetti cannons that would not scare someone that
Yep.
has those kind of issues.
Exactly. I Yeah. Which was awesome that Charlie had to go do that. I had a thought and I lost it. Dang it. Wow. Wow, I had a thought and I lost it. Wow. I'll be darned. I'll be darned. Like I do know there's a lot, like I said, yeah, our friend Crystal does a lot of stuff with that, Charlie's fear of that. I had a fear of balloons popping and stuff like that. Um, I now I remember what I was gonna say. The thing about New Year's Day is that it does have a special place in my heart because that was my grandfather's birthday.
Oh
He was
wow.
New Year's Day, January 1st, 1927 was when he
So
was
my
born.
question is, was he born? Was he the first baby of the year?
That I don't know. I mean, he was obviously January 1st, 1927 is when he was born. He passed November 23rd, 2013. So my cousin Joey is actually a millennium baby. He was born March 7th, 2000. A friend of mine named Ian was January 1st, 2000. So for the whole year, his mom got free baby food, diapers, like everything. Like he was one of the first babies born in the
A
year.
millennium.
He was one of the first babies born in the year. And there's a newspaper article where his mom is holding him in her arms. And he got like free stuff for a year, which helped a lot. Like she stocked on it. So like all the diapers, all like the stuff that like babies would get, clothes, etc. She stocked on that. So she was good for like the first couple of years. And then didn't have to really spend a dime. So, but my grandfather, Julian Roxas, that was his name, was a New Year's Day baby. And actually today is a good friend of mine's birthday. His name is Joey Alfano. Many know him, many love him. Today is his birthday. So happy birthday to you, Joey. Wish you all the love and happiness today on your special day. He's currently on tour right now with the Harlem Globetrotters. You know,
Yes, Joey.
yes, that Joey. He's a
Yep.
really close friend of mine. We've performed together side by side. You know, great guy. I'm glad to call
He
him a friend, a brother in the
he's
fraternity.
amazing.
He
He
is,
is
and
amazing.
he
Like,
professional break dancer too. He's a
hmm
professional break dancer. So he, today is his birthday and he's to celebrate how he wants to. And I don't know if he's in Chicago or if he's in a different country right now, but who knows? You know, who knows where it's gonna take him.
yeah, because
But
the thing is, like every time, like they did a stop in Tampa. Like I made sure I went to went, and we saw each other. Um. So
yep.
and he took the time. We took pictures in and out of character. Him in and out of character, and he also took some time to talk to my nephews as
Oh yeah.
well. So
Yeah, he and I performed together at an appearance, and I remember we got done, we changed out of it, and we were just kind of hanging around for a bit. It was actually for a mascot birthday party. We actually both of us got to sit for a little bit, and you actually asked questions by newer performers in the industry, and they asked like, "How do we get to do this? Like, how do we do that? Like, what advice would you give us? Like, will we ever make it big? Blah blah blah." And we just kind of looked at him like, "Yeah, one day you'll be able to do it. We got very lucky with what we do, and don't mind me. I'm opening a big Hershey Kiss. It's a Grinch Hershey Kiss. Um, but yeah, like it was awesome. Like we love when people come up to us and they tell us like, "Oh yeah, you guys." Are so awesome and, inspire us in many, many ways. Joey's one of those guys like who, like myself, is very humble, appreciative of the fan base that he has, and he's just very, very happy with everything, and honestly, I'm so proud of how far he's really come in this industry. Mm,
Yep, and the
chocolate.
thing is, the way how prestigious the Harlem Globetrotters program is, like if you can make it there, like you really made it. I
Oh,
feel.
absolutely. Oh, yeah.
I would say that's almost like saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be the backup dancer for Janet Jackson or Britney Spears." I'm saying like one of those big known like
You
pop
would.
artists that have the best dancers. Period.
Yep.
I feel like that's where the Harlem Globe. If you get a Harlem Globetrotters gig, you made it. And
Oh, yeah.
I think the bananas, Banana Land, Banana Ball is getting close to that level as well. If you can
Mhm.
make it with the Banana Land, in entertainment wise, because they also, setting the ball very high when it comes
Also,
to yes, when it comes to performers, because Splits has been everywhere. The off tour, if you noticed, have you
I'm
seen that? Like,
trying to have Split come to my mascot's birthday.
you gonna try?
Mhm.
So, yeah, Split's been everywhere. I was like, okay, okay, wow, he's there now. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we are friends with some members of that program, so we're gonna keep them um confidential. If you know
Yep.
who they are, you know who they are. Um, do the Banana Land. You guys are killing it. You guys are doing amazing. You guys have a
Mhm.
new team coming in this next season, next summer.
Mhm.
So, will there be a mascot for them? For him? For them? Because you have the bananas, the party animals, the firefighters, the tailgaters. Tailgaters are the new one.
Oh, yeah.
So it'd be interesting in what they're gonna do for the upcoming land. I've been trying very hard to get Joey on the Joy of Entertaining because I want him to share. He's shared it on so many different specials. How Banana Land became Banana Land
Mhm.
because that's inspiration right there on going from the ground and becoming something like never before seen.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. Maybe we'll get one of them to come on Mascot Corner to share their
Mhm.
what it's like on the world with the So it could be a Holland Clotheswater. It could be a bit coming from Banana Lands.
Mhm.
You don't know, like because we've had them on the past, a few of them, and they gave some great stories. But we haven't talked since in a way that we do on a podcast. So
Mhm.
2025, some of our evolutions for with this podcast is getting you some of the best guests in the mascot field possible.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to talk to Ken. I'm trying to talk to Soli. I'm trying to talk to um oh yeah, I'm talking to Ryan. He, ha 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 ha. He used to be Swoops. With the
Swoop.
Eagles. Swoop. He's in California now and he has a wino he does like winery. So
Interesting. Interesting.
yeah, like I'm planning on having him on the Joy of Entertaining podcast. So we can talk about how the transition and how he got into mascotting and then into the wine field.
Oh, yeah.
Because um and maybe down the line I'll get him to come on the mascot corner.
Maybe.
To talk about
Who knows?
his if we have an NFL night kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing. So I know another person I'm working on is I know I'm
That's
giving a lot
Monday,
of
Tuesday,
plugs.
guys.
I'm giving a lot of plugs for the Joy of Entertaining,
Mhm.
but podcast. Well, I'm working on getting someone from the SEC conference, and we're gonna be talking about what it's like now for a collegiate performer.
Oh yeah.
So if you had to make any wish on who you want to get on here for the Mascot Corner, who would it be?
Andrew Johnson.
You know what? I knew
Straight
you
out-
said that because
Straight out the gate.
I
Andrew
literally
Johnson
posted,
would be one, and
I literally posted on his on his LinkedIn page.
yes, Andrew Johnson is one, hands down. Another one that I would say I would love to have on here, Ken Solomon, and let's see, Andrew Johnson, Ken Solomon, and I probably have to say, and this is just, well, who I feel deserves to be on here is, well, my good friend Anthony that I mentioned, who I'm very thankful for, as well as another. There's a fourth person, and I really want them to make it a
We had Dave Raymond on the Mascot Support Group podcast, and that took us a while to get him.
Yeah, Dave
So
Raymond would be
that
another
could be a
one.
few,
I would
that'd
love
be
to
like a
have
few
Dave.
years.
I would love to
Excuse
have
me.
Dave Raymond back to come on this podcast. And probably I would say,
Dan Mears.
well, damn years,
Of course,
yes.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of another mascot off the top of my head. There's a few others that I can think of off the top of my head. But I would probably have to say I would love to have I would love to have Slapshot or Blitz as well.
Mm.
I those two obviously right there. I would love to have him on here. I mean, come on, it'd be so awesome.
I know I have
Even to just have Toro himself,
this.
you know.
I know I have one person on Facebook that used to work with the Washington Capitals a while back before Slapshot was Slapshot. So I know you want to get Slapshot on.
That'd
But
be a fun one.
if I can get this person on, would you be okay with someone that was with the Capitals before Slapshot?
Yeah.
Because this person is, I think you may be friends with her as well. Keystone Mascots. She was with the Capitals before Slapshot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it'd be fun to hear her stories, what it was like in the early days of NHL mascots, like it was with Glenn Street.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, even like SJ Sharkey would be one I would absolutely love to have on here. Him, of course, Bailey, who's one of my favorite NHL mascots. No,
and
there's a lot of mascots that I would love to have on here, but if I pick like a top, I'll say a top 5.
top 5.
Andrew Johnson, obviously. Excuse me, Ken Solomon, my friend Anthony, because he'd just be so fun to have on here. Share some of his memories because he has an extensive history of not only mascot performance but as a professional figure skater as well. Another one would be, I would say, John Absey.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta plug him there.
That's gonna be the episode when I debut Chaz on this podcast.
Yeah. And I would probably have to also go with SJ Sharkey.
My 5 would be
Banana, 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 and banana.
no. Dan Mears. The Phoenix Gorilla.
Madam.
Original Bernie.
Miami Heat Bernie.
Yes.
Madam.
Just because of his stories of what it was like in the 80s and 90s.
Banana.
No. No banana. No banana. You don't make me hurt my voice. And you know I'm not feeling really good. I would say I'm thinking of people that I have not interviewed. You know what I'm saying? I think I want to get Jersey back on. So Jersey would be another one. And Chad.
Banana.
Ha 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 ha. So I still want to work on the behind the mask reunion. Because I would love to get all of those guys in one
Oh, yeah.
room, one stream,
Mm-hmm.
and just catch up.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I said Chad and Jersey. Because they were two of the bigger ones of that franchise. No offense to everyone else, but when those are the first two that come to my mind. So, and Kevin. So, because he was
Yeah.
with the Bucks. So,
Hmm.
this would be some of my guys I would like to
Oh, yeah.
see on either podcast, either one. So, because I'm not picky.
Uh-huh.
I'll work with you. Ryan will work with you. So, any mascot performer that would like to share their insights with us and the community, send us a message. Send us your bio, send us your highlight reels. Because starting in 2025, Mascot of the Month is coming back
Yep.
officially.
Mm-hmm.
We gave one for November, and we gave it to Timber.
Yep.
This year, now we're fully done with December. Who gets December? If we're going to give one for December, who would it be?
If I were to give one for December, like I said, there's a lot, but there's actually a mascot that I recently got to work with. I got to be at his birthday party. It's none other than this guy right here, Radar of the Quad City
Yep.
Storm. Radar, he signed the plush, but that's his name. He's at the Quad City Storm, one of the coolest mascots I've gotten to meet this year, and I love him. And the performer behind him is not only just a performer, but he also does stuff with the team with their equipment. He's an equipment manager, so he's awesome. And he's just such a down to earth guy, and he really does a lot with Radar's program. And Radar is out there in the community so much. So Radar, you are the mascot of the month for December. And honestly, like I could have been more thankful to have gotten to be a part of your birthday party this year. So thank you. But yes, Radar is the one.
So, Ryan, for those that didn't hear on the last episode when we announced Mascot of the Month coming back, what will the Mascot of the Month recipient get starting next year?
So starting next year, the mascot of the month will receive it's a plaque that will have like your name on it, mascot of the month for that month with the with like the logo of like the mascot corner which I'm currently working on an abbreviated logo right now, or some kind of logo. And then you also get like a little certificate as well. So you have like a plaque and a certificate. And then you also get like, like maybe like a swag, like a shirt or something. Who knows?
And it's like, well, for sure they're going to get featured on the Mascot Support Group Facebook page, Instagram page, TikTok,
Yeah.
of course, on the Drive and on the Mascot Corner social media,
Yes.
and the Joy of Entertaining social media featured.
Yes. So, and Radar, everybody here. Yes, I have the chain. I have a shirt, a chain, a hat, 2 plushies, signed card, signed puck, signed photo. I have a bunch of stuff from Radar, but Radar will actually be getting a plaque. He'll be getting a plaque. He'll be getting a certificate. I know where the arena is. It's about 3 hours from where I live, but I can send it off to him. And I'll get the plaque and everything. So I'll make sure to have him tune into this podcast so you can, watch it and hear the exciting news. So, Radar, if you do happen to watch this, and don't mind the noise of the chain here, if you happen to be watching this podcast, rest assured, the plaque is currently being made right now. It should be shipped out to you with a certificate that will be sent to you as well. It will be signed by me since I'm the main dude of the Mascot Corner. Charlie being the co-host. If there's a way you can like etch your signature or something, I could just pop it on the certificate. I could do that. You know,
I can create a digital one, then send it to you.
yeah, that would be perfectly fine because I have a digital one that I have created as well. So, he'll get that certificate, and then you also probably get the shout out on all the social media pages. So you have that little
Boost.
those little awards. Yes. And then you also down the line, what I'm thinking is we'll also have like mascot of the quarter. So all 4 quarters of the year, there'll be a mascot specifically highlighted for the quarter of that year, and then they'll get like a little trophy to have, and it could be the mascot that got nominated for mascot of the month could also be on that ballot. So that mascot could win mascot of the quarter.
Right.
Yep. So matter of.
So that means are you working on the plaque for Timber as well?
I am working on a
November?
plaque for Timber. Timber will be receiving his. And then I've got the one in works for Radar, and then January I'm currently surveying right now, looking at a bunch of mascots, and
send us your videos.
send
we
us
can
your
check them out.
videos, or you may just randomly be chosen. It's as easy as that. I have a few mascots in mind, but who knows?
Yeah, but that being said, we hit over the 2-hour mark.
Yes.
So that's much longer than a regular episode. That's why this is the New Year's special. So with
And my
that
friend
being
just
said, let's start with our let's wrap this up.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we want to thank our great friends at Rocky Mountatin Production for sponsoring this podcast, our social media pages, and our characters.
Absolutely,
Independent
yes.
characters. Because I had to make
Yes.
that clear. Like it's independent characters.
Yes.
So if you need your mascot, you need a spa day, or you need to get a new suit, revamped, whatever, go check out Rocky Mountatin Production. Let them know that we sent you. And you can also find us on all our social media pages. At the.mascot.corner. I think that's my mic.
It is your microphone.
At the mascot dude on the mascot corner on Twitch. You can find me at Mascot Dude or the Mascot Dude on Twitch.
He's
Uh,
also Tammy, the exchange student from
ha
Tennessee.
ha.
And I'm Debbie. I like eggs. Ow. But no, you can find me on all social media platforms at rmmascots_official. Or some will say rmmascots official. You can find me there. I post stuff about mascotting. It was supposed to be a lot this year, but I've been so busy. I have like maybe 6 videos on my Mascot Corner TikTok page. Or not Mascot Corner, RM Mascots underscore official TikTok page. So highly recommend checking that out. I think I'm almost at 200 followers on that page already.
You can say no, on the the Mascot Corner TikTok page. I'm going to right now make sure I give you all the proper info. Yeah, it's at the mascot corner
Yep.
on TikTok. So that's where you'll be able to find like little clips of each episode, 1 or 2 clips of each one. So make sure you guys give us a like, comment, subscribe on your favorite platform, YouTube. It really helps us out.
Oh, absolutely.
So
right now we have on the page 25 followers. But some of the videos we have some have more views than others. Like there was one that we did where there's topic of could Taylor Swift compete with 2000s pop icons during their peak? That was done earlier this month on the 3rd.
yeah, that's the second episode.
That was the second episode. The very first episode that I had, if I remember correctly, there's a lot of stuff that we had. So we were really trying
We
to
talked about the unlocking the secrets of mascot success.
Yes,
you looked at
so like
Mascot Boot
there's my
Camp.
page right there. Boom, RM mascots underscore official. But yeah, so it's getting a following. I have 7 videos, 7 total videos on there, which looking at like the total every video that I posted on there, my first 6 videos have garnished over 1,000 views.
Wow.
Which is kind of nuts. Like, wow, like there's over 1,000, that one's 2,000, that one's almost 2,000, that one's 3,000, that one's over 1,000, over 1,000. So it's like looking at that, like this one video has like 12 saves. That's insane.
Wow.
Like, and that's the thing, like being a professional mascot that has 15 saves. Wow, 14 saves. 1 save, 1 comment. I commented that. But yeah, like there's you're gonna see a bunch more videos coming up on there, especially like maybe some highlights of mine, some instructional videos. So who knows? You can find it all on there on rmmascots underscore official. So but with that being said, guys, we hope you have a wonderful new year. 2025, it's 411 by me right now. It's 211 by Charlie.
And
So
the next city that has New Year's is I was gonna look it up, but it's gonna take too long. But
you think about it.
I could just look outside and look for the spear and see what the spear is saying. Because it's the spear started at 5:00 a.m. this morning, celebrating every New Year's across the country, across the globe. They started at 5 a.m. And the thing is, people don't realize that they have sound now outside the spear. So I feel sorry for anyone that lives next to it.
Yeah. But no. With that being said, guys, we're gonna see you in the new year. So episode 4 will happen in 2025, which is exciting, and I'm excited, for the episodes that are upcoming and ideas that we have. So we love you guys. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. you know, we're gonna have Charlie's big 40th birthday bash here on the podcast. So be
Well,
ready
that
because
makes
you may see a Donnie Wahlberg.
mm,
It's Charlie's favorite.
yeah. My favorite new kid.
Yep.
So,
So
and
who
I'm
knows?
not afraid to say it. Not
Nope.
afraid to say it at all. So have a happy New Year, guys. See you guys
Yeah.
in 2025. Good night.
Good night. Happy New Year, guys.